right. Put your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team. Welcome to everybody who's watching us all around the globe online, and for everyone who's joining us here on campus, thank you very much for joining us today. I want to remind you that every day is a day for transformation, spiritual deepening, and heart connections, no matter what's going on. And every day we practice something important that makes a difference. We love that you're here on this journey with us today. Now, join us in applause as we soar out of this world to the sounds of the CSL Dallas music team.
Well, good morning. It's good to see you. Some of us had a late night last night, and we still found our way. It's good to see you all. We ask that you join and sing with us as we sing We Come Together. 1, 2, 1, 2. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the light in you.
I recognize the light in you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. Yeah. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, life loves you and I love you too.
Life loves you and I love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life, every creed and color, we can reunite.
We can reunite
In honor of the light in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the
Oh,
sanctuary.
lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of
Sing it
love.
out. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Yeah.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. It's good to see everybody here on campus. Also great to have everybody online. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Joe Tinker. I'll be your platform assistant this morning, kind of get you clued in on the things that are coming up in this new month of October here at CSL Dallas. If you're new to CSL Dallas, let me say first of all, you can sign up to receive inspirational texts and emails, messages, schedules, all kinds of communications. If you're on campus, you can fill out a connection card near the back of the sanctuary here. There's some welcome tables. Find one of those cards and fill it out. Get your email on there so you'll be in the know. And you can also use the link posted in the chat if you're with us online this morning. Please do that. Now, let's start the day out by reading our purpose statement together. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. And so it is. That is what we are about here today. And now I have a special guest to the podium from Joy Village here today. We want to bring in our Joy Village coordinator, Stephanie Ward, for a few words. Let's welcome Stephanie.
All right, thank you so much. I get the pleasure of announcing this month's Everyday Hero, who is Shelby Smith. She had no idea this is a complete surprise. So I'm just going to read a little bit about Shelby so we can all gather in gratitude for her. So Shelby Smith has been a passionate guide in Joy Village Journey of Youth for the past year, working with true heart and soul to grow the CSL Dallas Youth Program after the pandemic. Shelby walks the talk in her own life in Joy Village, truly embodying the science of mind as she intentionally creates engaging, relevant lessons. Starting in the Meadow Room, she has found a true home now in the Forest Room, encouraging her 4th and 6th grade students to express themselves and design the space. She even asked her good friend and community member, Nikki Smith, to paint a gorgeous new mural, complete with the students' handprints as flowers. Shelby's graciousness, generosity, wisdom, and educational expertise are blessings to our community. Shelby Smith retired after 25 years of teaching elementary students of all ages and backgrounds and 10 years of telling stories professionally. She and her partner carried 27-foot-tall teepees around Texas, telling nature's story. She has traveled to the Amazon and to Africa and loves learning about other cultures. She has been certified as a Texas master naturalist and is most in her element when teaching and experiencing Source in the natural world. We are so thankful for you.
Thank you, Stephanie and Shelby, and thanks for the visit, Joy Village. See you later. We have a couple of things, courses coming up that we want you to know about. First one, the power of your word. The power of your word is the next amazing course starting in October. It focuses on the practice of speaking your word and intentional manifestation. You will dive into the good that is always available as you deepen your practice, strengthen your foundations, and align your word. And you will be joining Christine Volkmer during this powerful opportunity. She will help you enhance the power of your word. Christine, say hi, wave a little bit. This beautiful lady will lead the class. This is starting Thursday, October 13th, and so for more information, you can see the education course schedule on our website. Also coming up, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is an essential course, and it's actually replacing foundations. So if you had foundations before, this is now revised to Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Are you ready to shine the light on your hidden thoughts about relationships, money, and health? The Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life course can help establish thriving relationships, health and wholeness, and a realization of abundance as your natural state. Through learning basic metaphysical principles and how to apply them in your life, you will enhance all these aspects of your life. This foundational level course will be led by Carol Merlot, and it's on Tuesdays, October 18th through November 15th. And day and evening times are available. So once again, check the website and check on our education tab and see which one's going to apply the best to your schedule. It's time for a change, and you are that change agent. And last little announcement for this morning, you're invited to a free lunch. Doesn't that sound good? All right. Who wants free lunch? Yeah. Well, you're invited. Everybody at home, this might be a good chance to get up off the couch and come onto the campus because we're eating for free this day. October 16th, that's 2 Sundays away at 11:30 a.m. following the service. Each year we gather together to take a look at our past and look to our future and commit to the prosperity for now and beyond for ourselves and for CSL Dallas. So if you love CSL Dallas as we do, then we invite you to come and join us for this annual Adventures in Spirit free community lunch, rocket launch. Yes, you heard correctly. Turn up the volume at home. Rocket launch. We have a rocket launch coming, and that's during our community gathering lunch. We will see what we've accomplished together in 2022, kind of taking a look back, and then also looking ahead to be inspired about where we're going in 2023. So please decide to be a part of building our future together. It's almost Halloween, by the way, so if you want to come in costume, that'll be fun because some of us are coming in costume. Dress as your favorite alien or a Star Wars or Star Trek character or any sci-fi character, but there's a prize for everybody who comes in costume, so we're going to have fun with that. Oh, you can also come just as you are, hungry for a free lunch. That's great too. You come that way too. Just don't miss out on the fun. That's 2 Sundays away. Be here so you can enjoy baked potatoes and salad bars. So the baked potatoes will have all the fixings. If you like it vegetarian, there'll be all kind of vegetables and things to put on there. If you're into protein, there's cheese and chili and other things that you can pile on there as well. And then salads and dressings. We'll have lemonade. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please come for lunch with us 2 Sundays away from now. So now, let us join our music team as we go deep within with music and a time for centering.
Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I am. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go.
Here I am. Here we are together. And with this very next breath, let us together be in that space of the deepest center, the deepest life, and the deepest love. Breathe now. Here I am, a vessel to be in service. Here I am. Here we all are as a vessel of love, being fully in the present right here and right now, coming together this morning to celebrate life, celebrate love, celebrate service, celebrate harmony, celebrate unity, celebrate wholeness, celebrate beauty. What are you here to celebrate? Bringing that into this very moment. Maybe you, like me, are here to celebrate the peace after the storm, knowing that our prayers for people in the southeast part of the United States are reclaiming their peace. Maybe you, like some of us, are here taking a stand to be here for harmony and unity in the Ukraine and Russia and all over the world. Maybe you are coming simply with the joy, being here with the joy of the babies and the babies on their way that are a part of this community and in this sanctuary this morning. Maybe you are simply here to say, I am here to be the best I can be. So whether you are online or whether you are physically present in this room and space right now, I invite you to choose in this morning to be touched by the words and the feelings and the thoughts and the ideas, and to make a decision to soar today, this month, and always. Take a breath. Inhale the new, the fresh. Exhale everything that no longer serves you and is not welcome. And smile as we celebrate this time together and affirm it by saying, and so it is.
vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I am. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past is gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Then I create all things into my life it brings. Sweet rain that washes me clean. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me.
Dallas. I am Joe Tinker now, switching hats to a co-chair for your Adventures in Spirit campaign for the fall campaign. I would like to ask my co-chair to join me, please, now on the podium.
Excuse me. I am Deirdre Tinker, and he did not put on the correct hat. Oh, sorry. We will now. Go ahead.
Welcome to this year's Adventures in Spirit campaign, Soaring Out of This World to Prosperity beyond. We are your co-chairs for this year's campaign. And each Sunday in October, we'll speak to you for a few minutes about the prosperity of our community and our 2023 vision for next year's programs, celebrations, and services, and how we pay for them at CSL Dallas. This is the time of the year when we all come together to pledge our support for next year's budget, which is 100% funded by the gifts, tithes, and pledges of members and friends of CSL Dallas. That's you and me.
So last May, Reverend Karen and Dr. Petra put together a committee for the AIS Adventures in Spirit group, the program, and the point is that we demonstrate the laws of prosperity. So during spring and summer, we've been planning and we prayed over the 2023 campaign on a weekly basis. And actually, I would like the members of the committee to please stand, and if you would acknowledge them as I say their names. It's Reverend Karen, Dr. Petra, Jeff Richardson, Carol Merlot, Bill Merlot, Carl, and as he's from New Zealand, so he says Carl Hunt, Randy Craig, Deb Di Pasquale, and Faye Abdus Salam. Is she here? Yeah. Thank you.
Every year in October at the center, we explore a deeper understanding of how the law of circulation works for us and for our greater community in our own lives. Let's see. Yeah, we do this through the Sunday celebration, the messages, the classes, and workshops that we offer, and by inviting you to make a generous pledge towards the financial well-being of the Center for Spiritual Living. When this program, by the end of October, when this program is over, the staff and the ministers, along with your core council, will set the budget for next year at CSL Dallas. It's based 100% on what you tell us you will give next year. So this program is about establishing your level of giving and commitment and where you're stretching into support for CSL Dallas for next year. So keep that in mind as we talk about this. And as a side note too, by the way, we want everyone to enjoy and benefit from the laws of prosperity that give back to us as we receive as we give. We want everyone to enjoy that. But we also want you to know that if you're new, if you've recently found us at CSL Dallas or visiting online early on in your exploration of Science of Mind, well then we certainly want you to have those benefits too, and you're welcome to join us in our pledge. But we're not asking you to pledge a commitment to CSL Dallas right now if you're new, but you're welcome to join us at any time, and throughout the course of the year, you can always sign up to pledge support for CSL Dallas. You are always welcome, as everyone is, to impact the lives of our community by giving generously.
So soaring out of this world to prosperity and beyond is the theme. So we're on the earth right now, but we're about to soar. Yeah, my hair is out of this world. My hairdresser sits on the front row, and I'm watching her breathe in the atmosphere right now. Sorry. I don't know if I'm good PR for you or not so much, but anyway. This theme calls us to imagine a greater good that we can create, and we can do that together, and we do that individually. And the first step is to acknowledge that as we pledge financial support, we're gaining abundance not just through monetary, but for every aspect of our lives. And this place is where we're spiritually fed. So we establish that we have our own belief, the belief that we create our ability to prosper, and we then can fulfill the pledges that we have set the intention for. So we set the intention, the method comes, and we prosper on many, many levels. So the CSL Dallas staff began sending out information. You may have gotten a mailer last week. If you did not, then we have a table outside, and you can pick up all the information about this AIS, Adventures in Spirit, Soaring to Prosperity and Beyond, out of this world to prosperity and beyond. And you can fill out right at the table. There'll be people standing out there to assist you and would love to hand you a pen. So, but there are many ways in which you can pledge, and we'll talk about that too.
We mentioned the Adventures in Spirit Committee earlier, but did we mention that the committee will also continue to meet week after week until the program is over. We're engaging in affirmative prayer for the prosperity of CSL Dallas and for the individual people that make up the center. We're dedicated to seeing each of you live the prosperous lives you deserve to live, knowing that your prosperity then is reflected in the prosperity of the center itself. And now, Joseph, would you cue up this video? We have a video of Jim Barong sharing a few words about how the prosperity principles and giving financially to CSL Dallas has had an impact on his life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jim Barong, and I'm one of your fellow members here at CSL Dallas. And I've been invited to talk to you and share my opinion and experience on why I pledge and why I do this every year. Well, I'll break it down into three things. First of all, I pledge because I think it's the right thing to do. My experience around it has been multifold good. And it's something that helps me in my life in every aspect of my life. All this is beyond what I actually guessed would have happened. But I started small. I started here at the center 14 years ago, became active very quickly. And I was, sporadically putting some money in the basket. I mean, sporadically, and those were small donations. Well, then I really got into understanding what tithing is all about and pledging. Okay, a spiritual practice, fine. So I started and made it very easy on myself. I mean, I did not notice that money going out. And I learned that that was a good way to start because it wasn't hurting me. It was good, and I felt good doing it. So that was a good start for me anyway. And then I got to the point after, and I'll guess it's around the third year, something like that, maybe in the second year, is that I really started listening more and paying more attention to what this was about as a spiritual practice. And I went to that point of making it, I'll say painful, where I knew it was coming out. It was the 10%. But I mean, I knew it was coming out. When I put it out there, and I found out it's not in the budget necessarily because it's not an expense. It's certainly not an expense. It's an investment. So I took that as an investment in starting off with myself, because I was going to learn what this is like to give at that level. And then it was an investment in the community. So help to support the community that I had gained so much from already in terms of learning knowledge, developing my spiritual sense and how I walk in the world and experience life. Because Science of Mind, it is a way of life. I mean, it's a science, it's a philosophy, but boy, is it a way of life in such a big, beautiful way. So I did that. And intentionally, I would write the checks out, and I did it every week to make sure I was getting into a habit or routine. So I wanted that discipline in my life. Well, that you've heard this before, but all of a sudden, my financial world relaxed and opened up, and things were coming in more easily, I guess you might say, and with less concern. I knew it was finally got the point that through that year, it started to happen. And it's, I just go to that place of gratitude then and go, my gosh, this stuff really works. And it felt so good though. So what I noticed, I was doing this and I've kept up doing it. And there's some years I've had to pull back. Income wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I'll take that as in my consciousness, a shift that was not in an abundant way. So I made it smaller. Or one year I made it up the next year, and I didn't give as much the next year to balance off that past year. So I made it work. So I was still a good steward of my cash flow, my financial aspects of life. But I'm telling you, what happened is it gave me focus and clarity, not just around my financial matters and relaxing around them, but it also helped in other aspects of my life. Because I think, as we all know, is that when you take something on and you do it well, or you're progressing it, whatever the words might be, is that filters out into every aspect of our lives, into personal relationships, into business, into my community at CSL Dallas, and just absolutely every single thing. And so I recognized that. I keep a gratitude journal and wrote down those things. I went, I wanted to really pay attention to that and see where I was being fed. And it was just such a beautiful thing. So I still pledge, and there are years and my income's higher than what I thought it might be. And that's always a balance between, am I going to the spiritual sense and believing in abundance and opening up, and then I give more. But what I do is I do it. I don't do it by auto pledge. I did that one year, and I actually didn't like doing it that way. I was losing that connection that's so important. So I actually write the check out or do the, through the website and put my money in that way, my pledge in that way. I don't like to call it money actually, but my pledge around financial matters. And so I'm very conscious of what I'm doing, very aware, and it feels so good. It feels good to be able to do it, to know I can do it, that it's helping the community. It's helping myself because what you give, you receive. It's a beautiful cycle. And it's even the bigger thing is that when we hold conscious and do well, it radiates outside of us. I see that more and more all the time. But I look like it's our circulatory system is that we take in oxygen, we just take it, it's there for the taking. We use it well in our bodies, and then we give back carbon dioxide. Well, carbon dioxide is why vegetation lives. It takes in the carbon dioxide and gives us back oxygen. It's that whole cycle of life, but this one's in financial matters. And financial matters are so personal to us, so especially to me, well, especially to me, but it is. And so once that I opened up around that, it just opens up so much more. So this is an invitation to all of you who are pledging and maybe want to have stopped, slow down or something, you want to kick it back up again. For those of you who have not done it yet, to start doing it in some very comfortable manner based on my experience. And for those of you who are doing it, maybe kick it up a notch. But I tell you, I can be real selfish about this and say, this is for me, but I also know that it's beyond that because it's spirit working through me. And that is it's flowing through me. And so there's really no end to it. It's abundance. And boy, does it show up in every way, shape, and form. Plus, it's really good to see the center vibrant and helping everybody else, helping you and people we haven't seen yet come in and help them through their spiritual development. So I don't know if I can say any more than that to encourage you and support you and maybe just affirm you or excite you about pledging and taking that on as one of those adult things to do. And the payback in every way, shape, and form has been wonderful. It's a big part of my life. I would never not do it. To me, it's no different than eating, breathing, exercising. It's just that part of life. It's the spiritual part we can't see and touch, but boy, is it real. It is so real. So I hope this was of some interest to you. And I wish you well, and I wish you well in your tithing and pledging. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.
Me up here. We're going to talk about the priorities for and what this fund is about and how and why you make it all possible. So the first, we have five priorities of 2023. And the first one is, it's not just about Sundays.
Second is reimagine education.
The next one is be a force. The force is with us for good.
Also, conversations dealing with real issues from a spiritual perspective.
For this space to be a hub or haven for spiritual but not religious.
And this week we'll flesh out just a little bit on that first priority where it's not just about Sundays. Our overarching priority is to ride the wave of change in cultural, religious, and spiritual communities, and right here at CSL Dallas. We're expanding how and when we deliver transformational teachings, and we're offering more space here on campus for smaller groups to grow together as an intimate spiritual community. So we're going beyond the Sunday morning experience. We're trying new ways to rocket this ship even further as CSL Dallas.
So as we wrap up today, we're going to reveal the big numbers and the goal. So I hope it comes up here. The first number that we are affirming is that we will have a cumulative dollar amount of $800,000 and more.
All right.
So let's just repeat that one because we can. I'm a school teacher and I do kindergartners. So to say $800,000, it is out of this world. So let's say that together. $800,000 and more.
And then we have a goal that we'll have individual pledgers completing a pledge card, and it's 165 individual pledgers, and more. So let's say that number together. 165 pledgers and more. In fact, let's put them all together. Here we go. What are our goals for the 2023 campaign? $800,000 and more, and 165 pledgers and more.
So let's pledge early and often so we can get this rocket fuel. You know, we're fired up. It takes a bit to launch, so you're the fuel. Here we go, Rocketeers. And you can place your completed cards in the offering baskets on Sundays. And if you have, or you can give it to a committee member or a staff person. And if you have any questions, can you tell that we are so ready to answer them? Okay, so we will. Thanks. Oh, wait, and Joe Tinker. You know, he said he's a man of many hats. He's a man of many hats, and he's a little bit bossy, but it's okay. He's the commander-in-chief with me. Anyway, I have something for him because I want this to be a safe space for everyone as we take the risk to perhaps expand a little more, or we might be a little uncomfortable, and it's time for us to go to infinity and prosperity and beyond. So I brought him a gift too.
That smile, it gets me every time I see it. Those eyes, they take me away. And I don't really know where this is gonna lead to, but it's like I'm floating in space. Time to take me somewhere that I've never been before. There's a whole new place waiting when I open up the door. I'm out of this world. I knew that I could make it. I didn't have to fake it. I'm never coming down. I'm out of this world. Can't get any better. It's gonna last forever. Keep my head up, don't look down. I'm out of this world. Those stars, like diamonds up above our heads, are falling. I know that wishes come true. That voice across the universe, it is calling like a song from out of the blue. We're flying so high, we're almost at the top. And as long as we're together, we're never gonna stop. We're out of this world. We knew that we could make it. We didn't have to fake it. We're never coming down. We're out of this world. It can't get any better. It's gonna last forever. Keep our head up, don't look down. I'm out of this world. So many dreams to fly to, and I'm right here beside you. We're getting closer to the sun. We'll let the moon sound us. A billion stars surround us, wishing on each one. I'm out of this world. It can't get any better. It's gonna last forever. Keep my head up, don't look down. We're out of this world. We knew that we could make it. We didn't have to fake it. We're never coming down. I'm out of this world. I can't get any better. It's gonna last forever. Keep my head up, don't look down. I'm out of this world.
Yes. Thank you. I'm out of this world. Are y'all out of this world? Yes, we're out of this world. We're never coming down. Yes? Hey, it's stool day. Y'all know that's a good day when we're on a stool. Did y'all know that? Yeah, y'all do know that. So we wanted to, basically, my stool is rocking. I'm rocking out of this world. Stool, I trust the stool holds me.
Absolutely.
We wanted to have a conversation with you. Actually, we're going to have the conversation. And we'll see. I don't think we'll have time to get questions, but we're going to have a conversation about this topic that we both love so much, especially me, and that is to talk about the abundance of the universe, and to also talk about that we're truly meant to live as the natural state of this universe. It is the natural state of the universe. It's everywhere that we look. It's not only here on planet Earth, but it's everywhere present. And we're going to talk about that. And so what we wanted to start with is that we're going to share some of our own key points about how do we live from this place? How do we live from this idea, this belief, this reality that life is truly abundant? Okay.
So for me, I really did start in the sort of cliche spot of looking at nature. I read about it in The Science of Mind. I heard people talk about it. At the point when I heard all of this, this was many, many years ago, I was living on a salary of $495 a month, and my rent was $295 a month. So I was living on apples and peanut butter and popcorn for the last week of the month. And I was attending a Science of Mind community, and they talked about the abundance of the universe. And I was like, not so much, not in my universe. And I began to really listen to the idea that I could see the evidence of the lavish abundance of, and because I was studying environmental science and nature, I really paid attention how lavishly abundant everything is. If you look at an ecosystem, if you look at a forest, even in the desert, when the rains come, it bursts into bloom, no matter how long it's been waiting for that rain. All the seeds just wait, and when that rain comes, it bursts into bloom. And it's no joke. I remember literally going to the Ocean City beach, taking a handful of sand, and trying to count the grains in there, and looking up and down the beach where I had grown up, and thinking, how deep is this sand? How long is this beach? How many of those little tiny grains? And then I tried to imagine all the beaches up and down the East Coast and then the West Coast, all around the world. And then I imagined planets all over the universe with beaches. And I thought, okay, if that's not abundance, I don't know what is. Those kinds of exercises were a huge part of me really seeing, not just believing, but seeing the abundance of the universe. And if that was true for the birds and the bees and the plants and the animals, as it teaches us in some of the mystical sayings that we get from the New Testament, it must also be true for me and for you. So that's one of the key ideas for me.
Yeah. I too, I look to nature. When I came into the Science Mind in 2007, I was living in the Bay Area. I was living in the hills of Oakland, California. And this whole idea of the abundance of the universe. So I did. I took myself out on trips. One, I could look right out into this valley where I was living, and I could see all the redwoods and horses and all kinds of beautiful abundance. And then I'd take myself for a walk, and I'd just start looking at all the trees, and then the branches on the trees, and then the leaves on the trees. And I just wanted to remind myself, like, look, right in this one little space, look at all of this. And then I walked, 100 yards, and I'm like, look, in this one little space, look at all of this. And I got to go out to Stinson Beach and places like that and see the grains of sand. And I would take myself out and sit on a rock and just look out onto the horizon. And it was like this never-ending ocean. And just listen to the waves and just get this like in my DNA. To get it in my DNA. And I'll never forget one time coming across an article about how the abundance of the universe is so much beyond what we think we know. And those ideas of where scientists used to think that we had 1 billion stars in this galaxy until they realized that the shape of the Milky Way and stuff, everything changed, and just overnight, the billion went to 1 trillion. Just like that. So there was this concept of 1 billion stars in this galaxy and 1 billion galaxies, and overnight, because they sort of didn't have the elliptical shape, just so it went to trillions overnight. And then the second example that I came across in an article that just blew my mind is in a rainforest somewhere in, South America or what, I think that continent, that they went into a rainforest, this naturalist, and put a white sheet, literally a white bed sheet below one tree and shook it and got 13,000 new species of insects through the shaking of one tree that they didn't know about before then. And I just went, there it is. And those are the examples that I remember and think of for my life.
And we can see, right, that in the cycle of nature, things do come and go. The abundance isn't exactly the same. It is the quality of life itself that is abundant. I mean, we can cut the trees down and then we don't have them anymore. So it's not the form. Do you see? It's the quality of life that is abundant. That's what I had to get a hold of. So I raised my son primarily for 20 years on a one-person salary. And over and over and over again, I was confronted with this belief that a single parent working in the ministry, which is maybe not the top paying job that one could have, that I had a belief that my abundance was limited and that I would struggle to raise a child in the way that I wanted him to have the experience of a full and rich life. And over and over and over again, do you see, I had to go beneath the form of my paycheck, the form of the fact that I got virtually no child support, the form of the amount of income that I thought I could or would receive, the amount of outgo that, all the articles say how expensive it is to raise a child. And I had to go below my fear of the forms to the essence of the abundance of life. Does this make sense? Right? That's what it means to focus on the abundance. It's not about the forms. It, for me, was about deeply working with, contemplating, grasping, and accepting that the life is abundant, which means my life is abundant, regardless of my opinion or my fear, which then translated into belief and lack and limitation around the forms. And so I was able to raise Jason in a primarily one-income household over the course of 20 years in an extraordinary way. And I don't think either one of us experienced any sense of limitation. And we had all kinds of amazing experiences. And what I knew is that I was always supplied by that abundance. And magically, that was the case. Always supplied with the abundance that I needed.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say on this topic of looking at nature and tying it to the abundance is, I also read in one of my favorite prosperity books, and I don't know specifically which one, and the tide comes in and out every single day. It comes in and it goes out, and it's this natural form of nature. We see that in a lot of different ways, but I love the tide as the example. And so because the tide comes in and out every single day, we don't freak out when it goes out. Oh, is it ever going to come back in? Oh my God, it's never coming back in. I mean, even in, a hurricane coming in, I mean, it does. The tide goes way out. A tsunami, same thing. It's like this amazing. Think of this. So, you'll see the tide, it just sucks out. And you just go, what the heck? And then, not too long after that, even more comes in the case of a tsunami or a hurricane. But it's this natural state, so I've normalized it.
Yes.
And I think that's significantly important because there are times where things go out or expenses come up unexpectedly and it goes out right then, or there's a larger credit card bill this month and I know it's like going to, take something more to go out. And I've just normalized it, and I don't panic, I don't go to fear, I don't go to anxiety, I don't go to worry, because I know that if it goes out, hey, in some cases it comes in even more in the case of a tsunami and a hurricane. So I've learned to normalize and not focus on this sense of lack in that particular moment, because I know and I claim it and I declare that that tide must come back in. And so I would say that as well.
So in Karen and I having these conversations over the course of the last few weeks preparing for the month of October, one of the things that that we really noticed is that we are motivated, but we take abundance up differently. And so also one of the questions, or one of the point is, and so what does abundance look like for you, right? What does prosperity and abundance look like for you? Why do you want to be abundant? What do you want to do with your abundance? And Karen and I take that up very differently. And I'm hugely and massively inspired by the way that Karen takes this up, because I have had to heal, I'm not going to say struggle, I have had to heal a deep belief, thanks to my family, that it's more spiritual to be poor. And that if you're really spiritual, I cannot tell you how many years I said money isn't important. Well, I did get to experience how unimportant money was. Which meant that during all that time I was just describing, I had to spend a lot of time working on my abundance, because I was confronted with the fact that I didn't believe money was important, and that that maybe I should not hold it as important as my spiritual work, or as important as other things that I was doing. And Karen has been an enormous inspiration to me. So this is one of the things that we were talking about and discovered. So talk about that for you and what you do with abundance and how you hold that.
Yeah, I think I'm just so grateful that I don't know where it came from, because it certainly didn't come from my family, because we grew up really poor and both my parents were teachers and all of that. And I just believe that somewhere along the line, I made this connection that money is like everything. It really is. And so for me, I hold it as much as I cherish being able to breathe at all times, and as much as I cherish that I know that my breath is always there and it's a part of me, and all the things that we could link it to, I put money in that same category. I literally call it like it is the current of life. It's just some symbol that was made up, and it started with goats and cows and whatever, and then little, rocks with a hole in it, and whatever's come along, and silver and this and that. It's still just this form of exchange, just like a hug, just like love, just like breath. And so that's how I hold it. Therefore, that's how I experience it in my life. And so it's just as significantly sound, important, and not necessary. See, yes, breath is necessary, and I rarely put my attention on my breath unless I'm holding it. And then I have to put my attention on and tell myself, breathe. Breathe, everybody, right? Well, see, sometimes I have to put my attention on it. But it's still just like a breath. And so I hold it as such. And I know that I can give Val and Linda and Tom and Sherry and Michael, and I can give Martha and Marcia and Joe and all of you a hug, and then Kia's going to come up and I give her one too, and then you see Cleo comes up and I give her one too. I now call it the never-ending gobstopper from Willy Wonka. This thing itself. And so that's how I hold this current of life. Current, C. Do you see? Current, C. It's a currency of life. And if I lack in that currency, just like if I lack in being able to give the next hug, I lose out and you lose out. If I lack in the currency of life, I lose out and you lose out. See, there's no way that can be disconnected. If I held my strong and firm beliefs on how I hold this, I couldn't have given as much to this community over the past 8 years. I promise you that. I couldn't have given when somebody has a campaign or this or that, and it's just like, there you go. Because it's just like my hugs, it's just like my breath, it's like my heartbeat. I always have one more. And so I don't cling to it. I don't cling to it. And the times that I do, it actually really backfires. Because I'm only clinging to it from one place, a sense of lack. I don't mean I spend stupidly, this currency of life, but the only thing within me that clings, it's from a sense of lack. And I'm really working it right now, y'all. Okay? I'm already at half-time salary, and I'm about to have 0 salary and no benefits. So I'm really working this to know that there is no lack. And I'm not clinging. And I've had to watch myself. I'm like, oh, let's just back off on our giving. Let's don't give to here, not to here. Trust me, we never back off to here. But the other places. And I'm like, ooh, what's going on? I'm afraid I don't have one more hug to give in a moment when I need it. Oh, I'm afraid that I don't have enough love to go around. And I've attached it now to currency. And it's just not true. Because if I believe that on the inside of me, everything around me is going to show me that I don't have enough currency.
So we're running out of time for today's conversation, so we're going
to have to continue this.
So we're going to be talking about this all month, different ways in which we can fuel our rocket, break through the barriers of our lack and limitation, really understand that the universe is for us, that we are supported, that there are laws and principles that we're using in this process of growing our abundance. And that we do this in conjunction with our annual pledge program, because our pledge program is an opportunity for you to experiment and to prove to yourself that there are prosperity principles that will make a difference in your life, and will make a difference in what it is that you can contribute to life. Not only just what you can get and acquire, which is not a bad thing, but also that which you can contribute. So stay tuned for the rest of the month. I hope you're signed up for a home study group. If you're not, you'll also have received the study guide that we pass out to everybody for the month. But if you're in a home study group, you're going on a much deeper dive in this Adventures in Spirit to soar out of this world to prosperity and beyond. So enjoy the ride.
Yeah, Take a look on our social media and YouTube channel, because now what she doesn't know is, since we didn't get to finish this conversation, we'll tape some more and put them out for you guys too.
Thank you, Reverend Karen and Dr. Petra. Thank you so much. If we could ask our greeters, please, to bring our prosperity baskets forward. This is the time when we get the opportunity to do our part and to test the laws of prosperity, if you will. So let's prepare to give and to give generously to the support of CSL Dallas. If we can, let us say our abundance affirmation together. Do we have one up? Here we go. I lay aside all fear and uncertainty. Every good and every joy that has come into my life is now multiplied. The divine awareness leads CSL Dallas forward into greater love and friendship, peace and harmony, prosperity and freedom. We rejoice in the good for all people, and so it is. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for your participation. You can, online, you can use the QR code, text give, or you can use Venmo or PayPal. We've got those now. Or go to csldallas.org and give. Also here in the community, you can put something in the baskets, or you can participate online as well. We're grateful for everyone who's a supporter at CSL Dallas. Thank you so much. Also, we have a new Artist of the Month on display in Pankey Hall. You got to go over there and look. Big surprise. Karen Fry is the Artist of the Month. This is Karen's first public display of her art, and it is fantastic. You won't believe how beautiful it is. Karen's Through the Lens of Love wildlife photography is what you'll see. Let's celebrate this first gallery show. Enjoy her art and passion. You will wonder at the amazing magic and beauty of the natural world through her lens. Birds are her love, but she has an eye for beauty and majesty wherever life shows up. So learn more about Karen's journey to becoming a wildlife photographer through her bio and at the artist reception. That's October 23rd, immediately following the celebration. Also, we have Circle of Life sign up for you today. This month, we're featuring the Sustainability Circle, led by our very own Georgianne Moss. Georgianne's in the sanctuary today. And Kia, thank you so much. Kia Tillman is working with us on the Circle of Life Sustainability Circle. This circle is focused on providing social, educational, and service opportunities for you people who want to practice and advocate for sustainability. This meets on the last Monday of every month. You can sign up today in Pankey Hall or at csldallas.org/community. Also a reminder, we have Qigong at the center now. This will be taught every Monday in October. It's at 7 o'clock in the meditation hall. And it starts tomorrow. This class is open to all experience levels. Just come wearing comfortable, loose clothing. No registrations required, and it's offered on a love offering basis, so please give what you can. And the meditation hall is now open every Sunday morning, 9 o'clock to noon, from 9 to noon for self-guided meditation. And the Barong Lounge is now open during the week from 4 to 7, Monday through Thursday. Great place to hang out, have coffee or tea, prepare for a class that you're about to go into. So Barong Lounge, 4 to 7 weekdays, Monday through Thursday. And lastly, today, right after celebration, our spiritual coaches and practitioners are waiting to affirm your manifestation. Whether you want to grow, you want to heal something, want to let something go out of your life, you are ready for powerful, affirmative spiritual mind treatments from our practitioners, and they are here for you. On campus, cross the breezeway, go to the Peace Room, and they'll meet you there, and online, use the Zoom link that's being put in the chat box right now. They are standing by to support you, and they're really good at it, so take advantage of this today. Now, let's stand together here in the sanctuary as we are able, and let us sing out this celebration with the CSL Dallas music team.